Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. And of course, NCAA tournament is around the corner and the conference championships are this week. So it's going to get very interesting and it's going to be very entertaining to say the least from this women's college basketball tournament. And making the case for LSU Tigers um, as they try to make a run for the second national championship in their program history is going to be an exciting one because of all the pieces that they have and all the narratives as well, especially having Kim Mulkey at the helm as the head coach, and then having Flau'jae Johnson and all these great pieces, and they're starting to peak at the right time. They're playing excellent basketball. Their shooting percentages are going up. They're rebounding the ball phenomenal. They're getting turnovers. They're settling in. Couple sloppy plays here and there, but I think they'll fix that out coming tournament time. I think they're just getting kind of bored with the regular season and ready for the tournament. So I'm trying to make the case for them will be a sort of an easy one because LSU, I feel, should be the second favorite behind UConn to win the national championship because of all the pieces they have and all the talent that they have as well, and just how they play as a collective. They're very selfish as well compared to UConn and their ability because they have so much talent and trust their teammates, and you can see it on the court. Um, but I think they have the best player leadership wise in the country in Flau'jae Johnson. She's still remnants of that LSU's first championship in their program history when she was alongside Angel Reese as a freshman, when she was a freshman. So she's still part of that championship pedigree, of course, alongside Kim Mulkey. But I think Flau'jae Johnson brings so much leadership, but she brings a lot of skills on the floor as well, on not only with just her scoring and her ability to set up the offense as well. She can play the point guard position. She can play the forward position. She can make steals and play defense. She's a great on-ball defender, and she's very tenacious. And she's been there and done that. Seen it all. She's played Caitlin Clark. She didn't play the Lauren Bettses of the world, and she's played South Carolina and all these great teams and all these great schemes. And she's been able to, you know, make it through it all. So I think she won't have any stage fright when it comes to the big tournament because she's already done it, especially as a freshman. So her future is very promising, and I think she has the biggest chance to raise her stock as far as the draft goes in this tournament, depending on how far they go and what she does for the team. Which I think she's everything on the floor, especially being a player coach. Now we know Kim Mulkey's a great coach, but the games are won from the players on the court. And she's definitely one of those players that can facilitate everything, orchestrate the offense, motivate the players, and just get the best out of the players that she can because she knows them probably even better than the coach, playing alongside them, being in the locker room with them, being on campus with them and all these things. And I think Flau'jae Johnson is the greatest leader as far as women's college basketball in the game right now, what she's able to do. And she will be their most pivotal piece in trying to get that second national championship in the program history. Um, but she's not alone. She has Michaela Williams, who I think is the best shooter in the league right now. She's just so dominant and so skilled at scoring. She can shoot the three. She can post up and turn around and shoot the J. She can make free throws. She can score in a plethora of ways. She can drive the basketball a little bit as well. She can put the ball on the floor. So so many different ways that she can score, and you can't just hold her down to one skill set of just being a shooter. She's a facilitator as well. She's an underrated rebounder. She grabs a lot of rebounds that go unnoticed, but she's very involved in the offense and very involved in defense as well. She's probably not the best on ball defender, but as far as help side goes and being able to just disrupt deep offenses, she can do that. So Michaela Williams is definitely going to be a key part of what they need to do to recapture their second championship. Zakiya Johnson, speaking of great rebounding, she's in that same mold of the former LSU alumni, Anissa Morrow, and what she was able to do as a rebounder, not as phenomenal as Anissa, of course. It's not many that are, but she's definitely in that same skill set. She looks very similar in stature and play as well So it's just like a carbon copy almost. But Zakiya Johnson will be definitely pivotal because you always need the rebounding. And when you think about a Richard and what she does from the shooting, um, probably the prettiest jumper that you'll see in women's college basketball. Her ability just to shoot the basketball. She's mostly a spot up shooter, but she can score from the inside and the outside. So she's uh, very versatile as far as her scoring attack goes. But one of the prettiest jumpers I've seen in a while, not men and women, I want to say. It's just phenomenal to see. Malaysia Fulwiley, which I think is the sixth man slash woman in the country. She comes off the bench similar to what she did at South Carolina, but she plays a lot of minutes. But she's like I said, I want to say she's always I always compare her to Iverson. The way she attacks the basket, her athleticism, and in being able to shoot so many different shots from different angles and layups. She's a great stealer of the basketball. She can play the passing lanes. But she brings the most entertainment to LSU, and she's the most electric, similar to Hannah Hidalgo at Notre Dame, what she's able to do. And she's somewhat of a smaller player at around 5'10". She's about the same height, surprisingly, as Flau'jae Johnson, but it doesn't look that way. But what she can do, just attacking the basket as a smaller player amongst the trees, is just very Iverson esque, and she's going to be one of the best or most fun players to watch when it comes to this tournament time. So I'm definitely looking forward to see that. So the case for LSU is a pretty easy one next to the UConn argument because their points per game, they're averaging the most points per game, I believe, at 95 points per game. Uh, they put up a lot of points. So to play with them, you're going to have to be able to be defensive minded and to slow them down. I don't think you can because if you shut down Flau'jae, then you still got Michaela Williams. You shut down Michaela Williams, you still got Flau'jae, and you got Richard, and you got Malaysia Fulwiley coming off the bench. So there's so many ways they can attack you. And I think they'll play with the lineups a little bit when it comes to the tournament time. Fulwiley might be in the starting lineups a couple of times, especially in those first couple of rounds. But I think for the most part, they found their niche and what they're good at as far as a team. So, um, and they're second in the nation in rebounding. Now, I talk about UConn's rebounding downfalls mostly because of the turnovers they get, but LSU, second in rebounding because they just get the rebounds. They get offensive rebounds. They get defensive rebounds. They get the long rebounds. They get the short ones. They're just at the right place at the right time. And I think their team is just set up that way to, bring five to the basketball because they're not just looking around hoping somebody else gets it. Zakiya Johnson is a phenomenal rebounder, but everybody is expected to rebound, and Mulkey preaches that, and it shows from the play on the court. So they won't have any problem rebounding or being able to get second chance opportunities, and that's something you would have to reduce when you play in LSU. Now, their roadblocks are South Carolina and UConn. UConn's everybody's roadblock, but I think South Carolina specifically because you have two great coaches in Coach Staley, and then you have a great coach in Kim Mulkey. So these two coaches will collide once again. And plus, there's that narrative of Malaysia Fulwiley leaving South Carolina to go to LSU. So you'll have that great storyline. So to make great narratives as well. And they've played each other already, which South Carolina was able to get the best of LSU just a little bit. So LSU will be looking for that revenge. Now LSU, I believe, has the most individual talent in the nation as far as scoring and shooters and being able just to score the basketball at will. Opportunistic defense. I don't think they're a phenomenal defense, but I think they're very opportunistic, and I think they're very they can be a pest for any offense. But at the same rate, of course, UConn is a better team unit as a collective, but I think LSU is starting to figure it out, and I think they're peaking at the right time. So it should make them a second consensus favorite behind UConn to get their championship, and that'll be the second in franchise history, in program history, which is kind of interesting to me because I thought they would have had more with the talent that they've had in the past with Simone Augustus and Angel Reese, and all these great players that came through that program. But for some reason, they only have one national championship. But I think Mulkey will bring another one eventually, if not this year, within the next couple of years because of the talent she can get. But I wouldn't be surprised if they ran a table this year, especially in J. Johnson's Swan Songs type season. It'll be great to have on her resume. So tell me what you think about LSU's chances to win their second national championship in program history. Until next time, I'll see you next time.